Some of these little bikes you're seeing over here that are kind of like really nice electric bikes, mopeds right in the middle there. So it's good to get an update on those. Those are a cost-effective way to get into electric drive vehicles, and they have all the benefits of electric drive, you know, the convenience, the low maintenance, and very inexpensive fuel costs. So here's David.
Hi, I'm David Knudsen, and I am not running for the mayor of Portland. I actually am from Vancouver, Washington. I want to tell you the story about how I developed that product. First of all, in my real life, I am a real estate broker. Now, I actually have the the privilege, the honor of being the real estate broker in Clark County, Washington, who sold the most single-family homes, period. Mainly because in my early 30s, I began to go after new construction business. And as many of you know, there were mile after mile after mile after mile of new homes built in Clark County over the last 20 years. And my company was the listing broker of almost every single house.
Sorry.
However,
actually, it's just,
since the crash of the economy, David Knudsen hasn't been so busy. So when you're in your early 50s and you're now making about what you made when you were 19, what do? Well, since I was a kid, I've been a motorcycle enthusiast. However, somewhere along the way, I also developed concern for those who are poor and for those who have lost their legal ability to drive. So beginning about 10 years, just sort of as a hobby business, because I like to do more than one thing at a time, I began to import gasoline scooters, and I would sell them from my real estate office in downtown Vancouver. And I'd keep getting asked the question, can I drive this without a license? And my response would be, well, you don't need a motorcycle endorsement. And they would say, no, can I drive this without a license? And the answer was, well, no. Both in Oregon and Washington, if it has a gasoline motor, you have to have a driver's license. It has to have an engine that's approved by the EPA. You have to have basically all the things a motorcycle would have. However, if you've lost your legal ability to drive for whatever reason, drugs, alcohol, medical impairment, how do you get transportation? Now the bus in Max is a lot better here in Portland. We don't have the Max in Clark County. In fact, some of my not so nice neighbors, when they began to talk about putting the Max through, used to put up signs, "Crime train off Main." And of course I would put up a sign, "Let the Max come," at my office. So I began to see on my mind trip to China these crazy electric mopeds. Now, first of all, in the most technical sense, what we have are legally electric bicycles. In 2001, the federal government, once and for all, decided that if something has an electric motor that's 750 watts or less and does not exceed 20 miles on flat level ground fully loaded, it is not a scooter, it is not a motorcycle, it is actually not even really a moped, it's a bicycle. So what's that mean for somebody who has lost their license? That means the product that we're importing and I helped do the final design on, we can put them into that for $699. They can have enough range to go beyond what public transportation will do. They can move from poverty back to working class because their behind can be where the employer wants their behind to be at the time without having to say the bus was on holiday schedule or whatever the excuse was. So that's where the product came from. Simply, I was bored, didn't have anything better to do. I would drive my wife crazy saying, well, you know, we've been buying these gas scooters. I'm smart enough to interact with these guys. If we're going to do this, let's make sure we make it so it's inexpensive, easy to get parts, easy to take care of, easy to charge. Here's our charging station. It's essentially the same technology as a laptop computer. So, if you know anybody who's lost their legal ability to drive for whatever reason, our electric bikes, what I affectionately call a moped in honor of the original mopeds that I once owned and drove, are available over there. Well, actually, we can actually sell them to you today. We have some at $699. We have some at $999. Simply the difference is how far can you go. And what I've made sure to do is we've taken the basic design of what they use every day in major cities in the Orient. We've put better tires, better shocks, better motors, better batteries to make sure it's safe up to about 400 pounds. It's something that the poor can use every day. And wait, it's kind of like a Ronco slicer and dicer. You know, it gets better. I'm kind of at a point in my life where if I didn't work another day, that would be okay. Quite frankly, I did really good selling all those houses in Clark County. 100% of the net profit of ecomedpeds.com in its entirety is donated to the Arneta Abbey, which is an intentional Christian community that works with the poor. I will never make a dime off this product personally. So even if you yourself wouldn't self-identify as someone in need, your purchase for the profit that we do make helps others. Thanks for your time. I'm David Knudsen, and I'm not running for the mayor of Portland.